Warning, this may contain content not suitable for children. And snowflakes, you have been warned. So last night I had a live stream, right? And we were talking about Stannis, the Battle of Ice, things like that. And the pink letter came up. And a couple great things were talked about. And today, I'm teaching my daughter because, the beer bug. And I'm, sanding cabinets. And the whole time the pink letter just keeps rotating in my head. And I think right now, I could definitely say Ramsey Snow Bolton did not write that. If you want to find out, come along for the journey. Let's do this. If you like talking sci-fi and fantasy, please subscribe. Don't make me beg. Hey everybody, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott. Thank you for showing up. Like, subscribe, share, really help out the channel. Thank you in advance. So last night I did a live stream with According to Christy and Stig Kenobi. You can find them on Twitter. They both have YouTube channels. Christy more than Stig, but he's been adding some stuff to it. But please check out them on YouTube and Twitter. Now, Stig brought up a really good point in the pink letter, and we're going to get to that. But first, I want to read the pink letter again and break it down as we go along, because I think that's probably the best way to do it. It'll help us understand who wrote it, the language being used, and some signs of why it can't be Ramsey. And that's what I believe. All right, so let's do that. Your false king is dead, bastard. He and all his host were smashed in 7 days of battle. I have his magic sword. Tell his red whore. Your false king's friends are dead, their heads upon the walls of Winterfell. Come see them, bastard. Your false king lied, and so did you. You told the world you burned the king beyond the wall. Instead, you sent him to Winterfell to steal my bride from me. I will have my bride back. If you want Mance Rayder back, come and get him. I have him in a cage for all the North to see, proof of your lies. The cage is cold, but I have made him a warm cloak from the skins of 6 whores who came with him to Winterfell. I want my bride back. I want the false king's queen. I want his daughter, his red witch. I want this wildling princess. I want his little prince, the wildling babe. And I want my reek. Send them to me, bastard, and I will not trouble you or your black crows. Keep them from me, and I will cut out your bastard's heart and eat it. Ramsey Bolton, true-born Lord of Winterfell. So I'm not going to win any awards for my accents. I think I even threw in like Long Island in there when I said daughter. I don't know what the heck was going on there, but I'm going to switch over to a wiki of Ice and Fire so I can highlight a little bit better, but let's take it one thing at a time. So your false king is dead. False king, we know he means Stannis Baratheon. Now, as a brother of the Night's Watch, how would they know that he actually offered Stannis any advice, that he took a side? Is it because he betted, not in that way, but betted Stannis and his people there? I was wondering about that, but let's move on. So he and all his hosts were smashed in 7 days of battle. Now, I don't know. Personally, 7 days seems like a long time in the way this is set up in a blizzard. But again, that's not really the point I'm trying to make, but I think that right there, saying it took 7 days of battle, and saying he has his magic sword, tell his red whore. Why would Ramsey even care about Melisandre or really know about her other than she is a witch? Now somebody else does know about her. Somebody else might have a grudge against her, but we'll get to that guy. Your false king's friends are dead. Their heads are upon the walls of Winterfell. First of all, would he put heads on? Would he cut off a head? No, he'd flay them. He'd put them on like a cross upside down, like the flayed man. He would definitely not chop a head and put it on the wall. That's just not Ramsey. Come see them, bastard. I've seen people remark that he wouldn't use the term bastard to Jon, but see, I disagree. I think Ramsey would say bastard, because he is putting it on Jon to get it off of his stain, getting it away from him now that he's a Bolton. So that one part, but somebody else called John a bastard way more than Ramsey, I think, would. Your false king lied, and so did you. You told the world you burned the king beyond the wall. Instead, you sent him to Winterfell to steal my bride from me. Okay, so, I mean, really? How would he know about killing, Mance? I don't know that part. I'm kind of like, did they send out ravens like, hey, we killed the king beyond the wall? None of you guys even really care about that, but whatever. I will have my bride back. If you want Mance Raider back, come and get him. I have him in a cage for all the North to see, proof of his lies. The cage is cold, but I made a cloak of the 6 horrors who came with him to Winterfell. That's something he would do, Ramsey. Skin him. I could see that. I want my bride back. I want the false king's queen back. I want his daughter, his red witch. I want the wildling princess. I want his little prince and the wildling babe. How he would know about that stuff, do you really think, even as much as he tortured Mance Raider, he would give up even that information? How would he know about a princess or even to think of them that way? That's something that I think Stannis found out when he got to the wall. I don't think he knew who these people were, except for the king beyond the wall, Mance Raider, and I want my reek. Send them to me, bastard, and I will not trouble you or your black crows. I don't think he would call them black crows. No one in the Westeros calls them black crows. Keep them for me, and I will cut out your bastard's heart and eat it. Ramsay Bolton, true born Lord of Winterfell? I think that's a jab at Jon, but not from Ramsay. Ramsay wouldn't sign it that way. Now, Jon has gotten a letter from Ramsay before, and he noted how Ramsay's handwriting was very sharp, very big and sharp. And the ink, has blood in it. He didn't say anything about this writing. So people are like, oh, that means it wasn't Ramsay's. Well, would he remark about Ramsay's handwriting again if it wasn't Ramsay's? So that's one thing that goes to Ramsay. But the key line of the pink letter that proves Ramsay didn't write this is right here. I want my reek back. Okay. If he beat Stannis in battle, and let's say Theon was still alive, spoilers for Winds of Winter, sample chapters, but the Theon chapter, Stannis keeps threatening to sacrifice Theon. Now, Theon's giving him all this information. So there are some things in here that I could see he got from Stannis, but I want my reek back. How could Ramsay have not known that Theon either was sacrificed, killed, or is still alive if he beat Stannis's armies? Let's say he beat the armies and Theon was still alive. He'd take his reek back. Let's say he beat the armies and started torturing guys, asking him, where is Theon? He would say my reek, but they would figure out quickly it meant, Theon. And they would tell him, oh, he burned him or he sacrificed him on a weirwood tree. That right there tells you Ramsay did not write this letter. Okay. There is a chance that Stannis wrote it. And we do get that hint in the Theon chapter telling his man, Justin Massey, that if you go to the wall and they say I'm dead, it could be true. It might be a lie. Keep going and put my daughter on the throne. So he's saying he might hear something, and that could be in turn to this. I wonder if Stannis knows of the letter because of Crowfood, who has some type of tie right now with Mance Raider. I believe Mance Raider wrote this. The use of bastard, he always called Jon bastard. The use of Black Crow, something that a wildling would do, not somebody from Westeros, most likely not Stannis. But who's to say? Why are we always trying to say it's one person? Why couldn't it have been Mance Raider with the knowledge from Stannis? Or even Mance Raider with the knowledge from Melisandre to get him moving? But I think that one line right there, I want my reek back, proves that it cannot be Ramsay Bolton. He would have learned the fate of Theon after the so-called destruction of Stannis' troops. Now, some people are like, well, Stannis is still alive in Winds of Winter. George did tell us that that chapter takes place concurrently with the end of Dance of Dragons. So the pink letter could have came a little bit after that, so we got to remember that he's done that with a couple books where the beginning chapters really were right in line with the last, handful of chapters in the book prior. So don't think it's chronological perfectly. He does, we had the last two books were chronological, but two separate books. So you would think we would be going, they chronological, but together. So chapter one, not first book all the way through, then Dance of Dragons. No, it was chapter for chapter. So we have that to go for. I'm rambling. I apologize. I'm just very catching that really got me. And I do believe Stannis will win the battle of Winterfell. And there was proof in the Theon chapter of Winds of Winter that proved it. That'll be my next quick video. Thank you for seeing me all the way through this one. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate my new subs, people that love A Song of Ice and Fire as much as I do. I'm trying to get away from, don't get me wrong, if I see something I don't like in our fandom, I'm going to bitch about it. But I'd rather talk about things I love, and this is one of the things I love most. So please subscribe, help me grow this channel. Let's talk Game of Thrones. Song of Ice and Fire. If you want to check us out, trying Sunday streams. We're going to be talking Winds of Winter predictions with Stig Kenobi and According to Christie and maybe some other guests. And remember, if they're calling you names, they've already lost the war. Have a great day, everybody.